All right, y'all. Welcome back. I want to do a video about how to get hired because I see a lot of junior developers and people that's aspiring to get their first job as a software engineer. Um, they're really stressing about the process. And I want to make this video to kind of peel back some layers off that onion. So I got some screenshots here um, for some motivation to show after you get your first job, it's not easy. It's not hard to actually get your second, third job, or whatever. So I just want to make this short video to kind of talk about the process, kind of talk about my experiences. This is not by any means the one all be all answer. And it's good for me to make these kind of videos because I do have a software as a service I'll be rolling out to help aspiring developers get their first job. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it, man. So how do you get your first job, right? Let's talk about this thing here because this is a burning question in a lot of junior developers' minds. And I would like to say, take your time, relax, be patient, because after 3 years as a software engineer, it's really easy to make six figures, and there's not a lot of there's not a lot of professions that you can do that in, especially if you're going a self-taught route. And so let's talk about that process. Let's talk about different things that different people may be doing wrong. The first thing is the tech stack that you pick. You got to pick the right tech stack, and that's specific to your area. Look on Indeed, go on LinkedIn, look at the different people that's working in the companies that you live around. Um, if they are working a .NET, are they working in React? Are they doing a mix of .NET with Angular? Are they full stack JavaScript? Look in LinkedIn. Look at a lot of these different developers. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Buy LinkedIn Premium, stuff like that. So that's the first thing is choosing the right tech stack. You got to think about supply and demand. If there's a lot of demand, then you can provide supply. If there's no demand, then there's not going to be any supply, right? Uh, so the next thing that I want to mention is that the rate at which you are applying. This is the single thing that I changed that got me. I've seen results. Like I say, it got me results because as you're going through the process, you really don't really know what one thing is working unless you A/B test it and break it down. But I would say when I started applying for the correct number of jobs, I started getting more interviews. I started getting results, and which eventually led to me get my first job offer, which is at the job I work now. So let's talk about that. How many jobs should you be applying for a day? You should be applying for 20 to 50 jobs a day. Now I know you're saying that's a lot. You're like, whoa, 20 to 50 jobs. How in the hell am I going to do that, right? And you hear different opinions about this, right? And again, I'm just telling you what works for me. You have people that have different methods and different things. That's fine. Whatever works for you. But 20 to 50 jobs, your first 10, 20 job you apply for, which is probably going to lead to a couple of interviews. That's kind of you just getting warmed up. You don't really think you're gonna get those jobs, right? You're not gonna land that role. It's kind of you warming up to interview questions, practice interview questions, and getting you in the mode, right? Your next 20 to 50 job applicants, you start getting more interviews and you start to get more comfortable in interviews, start to answer questions a little bit more accurately, doing a little more research. And you keep that process going. You keep getting feedback until you actually land that first role. Now, 20 to 50 jobs, how is that even possible? When you look on Indeed, they have quick apply. You wanna do 20 to 30 of those a day. Around 3 to 4 long form applications a day, where you have to sit there. You provide job references. You provide your work history, right? You do the different behavioral questionnaire. Just around maybe 3 to 4, 2 to 3 a day. Um, you heard the saying before that it's a job trying to find a job. Let's go 100%. It's 100% true. You have to work to actually find a job, especially as a software engineer. This is a very competitive marketplace rather, or industry. And you trying to get in and actually get your first initial experience as a software developer, it's going to take a lot because how can people know that you're going to do a good job? You never did this before. Nobody wants to hire anybody that's new. Nobody wants to train anybody. So you got to find a way. You got to be creative and find a way to get that experience, which goes into my next point is having job references, doing live projects, having .coms. And what I mean by that is like, say, if you have your portfolio, but on your portfolio, you actually have projects you did for live clients, like a www dot, right? So when you look at like you have some people go into a job interview with like a calculator or a hangman game. You got to have applications that people are willing to pay for, like a SaaS application, stuff like that, or a local website. Like, say, for example, if you have a local website at your restaurant in town, and in that that website, um, you build it with technologies, the technology stack that company currently uses. So say if that company uses .NET or they use React, you build that site and that project in React. And then in a job interview, you can talk about it. You want to control the job interview. And what I mean by that is when you're asked a question in a job interview, you answer the question and you say, hey, listen, well, I actually did that in this particular project. Do you mind? I'm actually pull it up. I got it right here, ready and set for you to see it. Let me share my screen, or if you're in person, let me go ahead and show you this. And you can answer that question by demonstrating what you have done already, because you have to be able to cross that bridge. Nobody wants to hire anybody that's new. And you got to think about it. It's kind of justifiably, right? Like, say if your car, you having car problems with your car and you got to get your car repaired. Are you going to want the experienced person to repair your car that you know is going to do a good job? Or are you going to want the person that's going to say, hey, listen, just come in, buy the parts, spend $500. And once I get in, if something else is wrong, I'm going to tell you to go spend more money, right? So you want the person that's more experienced because you know they're going to do a good job. And at the end of the day, that's what's going on. Somebody's hiring you to work on other people's problems. And you have to convince them that you have the skills and ability to. So it's all about demonstrating. It's all about demonstrating. When you go into a job interview, don't bring a calculator to do app. That's good for you to practice, but that's not good for you to showcase what you can do from day one, saying, hey, I can be productive to this company or whatever, whatever. Um, so just having good solid projects and applying to at least 20, 50 jobs a day, and being able to have the quick apply through Indeed, which takes like seconds, and do 3 to 4 long form job applications, picking the right tech stack to your area. You have different companies that you know they work in that tech stack, whether you do LinkedIn, you're emailing, you're messaging, you're DMing, you're calling, you even walk into a business. I remember I walked into a business and I was asking them, hey, can I get some type of internship? Or I started asking questions, what kind of technologies that y'all use? What does it look like from a day to day as a developer? I was just curious. And I let them look at my portfolio, and I never forget what the person said. That person said, the people that they bring on, they hire, they don't even have what I had, a working live example of a full stack application. These are people right out of college. They just have a college degree. So definitely just go in, visits, knock on doors, do everything you can do and be creative to get that first job and really just get some experience. So those are the things that you want to have. You want to have your portfolio. You want to have live sites you built for live people, because that's going to give you job references. You need job references. You need somebody to vouch for you that you can do this in order for a company to feel comfortable spending a bunch of money on you. Because you got to think about it, right? So let's say if you get your first developer job and you're getting paid like $70,000 a year, which is common, right? Um, so you're making like 30 something dollars an hour. Um, for you to be even productive, you're probably going to be there for like 2 to 3 months. So do the math. See how much a company is going to spend up front to train you. Now, they want to make sure they get the best bang for their buck. So it's all about trying to show that potential job employer that you can, that you're capable, you're able. Um, and so you got to have the projects. You got to have live projects, because the competition is fierce. And especially now that we have Chat GPT, it's really no excuse. I mean, you can learn how to pretty much build any damn thing using Chat GPT. So you got to have the projects, you got to have the job references, you got to be practicing interview questions. Um, you got to be applying for 20 to 50 jobs a day, quick quick applies and long form applies. So let's see what else. Um, how do you get hired as a developer? I think that's it. I think that's it. I'm just call this part one. I got more parts to it. I got more secretive things that I did to get the upper hand. It's all about leverage. I got more things that I did to get leverage to get my job, my first job as a developer. But I think that's it for this video. So like I said, I got to start making more of these videos, because I'm gonna have a software as a service coming out that's going to help people get their first job as a developer, because I hear a lot of pain points of especially self-taught devs. They're saying, well, everything is all over the place and I really don't know what to do. I tried this and it didn't work, or I tried that. So um, I'm gonna be rolling out some things. So you're gonna be hearing a lot more from me. I'll be making these videos. And my name is Eric. Thanks for watching this video. Check you out later.